Hey guys, it's Aquila, and this is a Lefty Knitter podcast, and I'm your host, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. This is episode 51, and today is Sunday, February 2nd. I just I just went through all my yarn, and I just posted a picture of all my stash yarn. Now that is, of course, all my non-box store type yarn. I have lots of acrylic that's down in bins. I don't keep that up in the pretty cabinet, so everything you saw was everything I have that's just, you know, not, like I said, box store acrylic yarn. I only put my fingering back in the cabinet. It was just getting overwhelming trying to figure out what I had, although everything is in my stash. I have a box over there that's going downstairs that's all my nicer yarns that's not fingering. So the little bit of DK, sport, worsted, and one skein of Aran that I own. So there you go. I finished my socks. I got floof all over me, I think, from all the going through yarn. I finished those socks. It was Knit Picks, and this colorway was called River Rock. And I have, let's see how much I have left. Now these are for me, so the foot is not as long as if it was for somebody else. So I have 28 grams left. Not too shabby. Probably will just go for my crochet blanket because 28 grams. Although I've now realized I think I want to knit more than 140 rows between the cuff and the toe. And I'll show you that in a minute and why. So these are top down. I use US size 1, my little 9-inch Chaigu circulars. Love them. I cut in my heels on these, so go. This colorway is really pretty. I wish I would have started the ball at a different color because I cut in and it was really close to where I cut in at. This one I did make sure I grabbed at a different spot because I didn't want it to be so close to where I cut in at. So yeah, so I did some I'll show you how I figured that out. So I want my heel, no, I want the leg of my sock and the foot of my sock to be pretty much even, and it would be a great length leg. I want where I bend my heel at, right? I want the leg, including the cuff, to be as long as the foot. So to achieve that, it's like 20 more rows, I think I counted. So instead of 140, I need to do 160 to achieve that to match, to be even. And if I do that, 20 more rows on each sock, that's going to be a decent amount of yarn. I'll probably end up using almost 75 grams of yarn at that point total, maybe even a little more, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I like my socks to be a little bit longer. I don't do a lot of shorty knit socks. I don't wear them when it's not cold, so I know I could, I just don't. So there you go. Finished object number 1. Now the other finished object I just started at the end of the last episode. Hats are so fast, I just have to say that. So fast, right? So this was Handspun yarn. I talked about it in the last episode, so you should check that out to get more specifics, or you can check out my Ravelry pages, which I do keep up to date. I'll have the links down below. So this was Handspun yarn from Avalon Spring Farm. I totally forgot how much veg matter was in this when I spun it, and I did pick out a lot of veg matter as I was spinning it, but I was still picking it out as I was knitting it. Totally fine. I'm okay with that. This is the Pastella hat by Katrin Schubert. And like I had said in the last episode, you can make a child size, an adult size, or a cowl. So I used 58 grams and I have 54 left. So if I make another hat, which I think I'm going to do, I just need to do a little less ribbing, and that'll be perfectly fine. Because what did I say? 54 grams and 58 grams? Yeah, so 4 grams, right? So here's the hat. I didn't notice when I was spinning it that it gradiated a little, but it does, and it's really beautiful. And so the hat has some lace work in it. It's actually a little bit slouchy on me, so I definitely could get away with making another hat. So I think I am going to make my mom one. I'll put it on, even though I hate hats on my head right now with my hair, because my hair is just crazy. So if I pull it down, and that's over my ears at that point, it's still a little bit slouchy. And I haven't blocked this yet because I obviously crazy hair. I just sewed the top together about an hour ago. I like it. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, so to use up every bit of this, I'm gonna probably cast on another hat with it. Yay! So that's what I have to show. And that's really all I've been working on. Typical Johnny Beau fashion. You buy presents and you can't keep them until the actual day that they're supposed to be given.
Who says it's for Valentine's Day?
You said it was.
Who says it's not just because I love you on a Sunday?
Okay, well that's fine too. I have a package. I haven't opened it yet. It'd be embarrassing if I hated it, wouldn't it? We could just cut it out. No,
after seeing how much yarn you have.
That's embarrassing?
Then it wouldn't matter. You've probably been throwing my stuff away all this time.
I have not.
And I would never have a way of knowing.
Shut up. I have not. You know I never bit. This is, oh man. This is beautiful. Where'd you, it's a mix of stuff.
It's a mix of stuff.
It is.
That must have been a throw-in.
Oh.
She said she was going to throw in something else.
Look. Cute. Okay. I've never had honeybee knits before. This is really pretty.
Looks like cotton candy.
It does. So this is honeybeeknitsco.etsy.com, and this is fingering weight yarn. It's 2-ply, 80/20, 400 yards. The colorway, heart-shaped tattoo. That's cool. It's I have some yarns that'll really go with this.
Yeah.
In there that I might. Oh, that shawl. I could make a 3-color shawl with that pink. Oh, and the stitch markers. This is neat too, though. I've never actually owned any Blue Moon Fiber Arts either. So this is their Socks That Rock. I think a lot of people have used their yarn, the Socks That Rock base. I'm pretty sure. It's 100% superwash merino. 360 yards for 4.5 ounces. Well, that's interesting. 360 for 4.5. That's usually like, that might not be fingering. It says lightweight. Love in Idleness. All Valentine's-y colors, huh?
Yeah.
That's really pretty. I have some stuff that matches that too.
Cool. So I didn't actually get this stuff from any of those places. One of the followers that I got from all my fame of being part of this show is she was doing a
D-stash?
That.
Oh.
And
she threw this in then.
Yeah,
Worsted spun gems, pure merino wool, fingering weight. I've never used this before either. Pure pearl, gems pearl.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I mean, I think I've heard of it. I've never used it. It's 100% wool. Fingering weight, 185 yards for 50 grams. That's pretty. That goes with all of them. What are you looking up the person?
Yeah, I think it's Druid-esque.
Oh, Druid. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah, she messaged me this morning actually.
Oh, yeah?
Or she liked my post, something I posted. Yeah.
Druidess Knits.
Jacqueline.
Her name is Jacqueline. She lives in Georgia, and she loves knitting and heavy metal. So I find that a cause worth supporting all in its
Fighting
own.
For.
Yeah.
You're funny. All right. Well, thank you. Those are beautiful.
You're welcome.
I think. Oh. Yeah. I'll have to maybe stop. Ooh, gross. I'm not kissing your. Ooh, stop. No. Yee. I might have to pair this with that knitting color I have up there.
You go, girl.
I might have to do that.
You go. Anything that gets the yarn out of the house.
Stop! I'm trying to not buy yarn this year and only use stash.
Ooh, I just realized the yarn never leaves the house. It's still in the house, and it just takes on a different form.
It leaves the stash.
One thing's for certain, though. It never turns itself into a sweater.
You're getting a damn sweater.
I've been hearing that for 15 years.
We haven't even known you 15 years.
I know, but however long we've known each other.
Oh my god. Okay. A lot of years. 2012.
8 years. 2 more years we get to go to Vegas.
No, we haven't been married that long.
Oh.
10-year marriage, 2013. 23.
It's not 3 more years?
2023. We're going to Vegas to get married by Elvis.
That's what we were supposed to do.
Our
That's
parents
what we wanted
would have
to
killed
do,
us
but
if we would have eloped.
We're both only children, so our moms
they would have been so mad. But we didn't tell them until after we just started making the wedding plans.
Yeah. So we're gonna redo it. We're gonna run it back because I've never been to Vegas. You've never been to Vegas.
Nope.
And I've always wanted to get hitched by a cheesy
Elvis.
Yeah. Like, I'm going for cheesiest the better. So if you know any cheesy Elvis impersonators, like, I mean like bad ones, not like the ones that like
are actually good.
Yeah, like bonus points for like yeah.
No.
Just went, why is the cat on the table?
Because he likes us. Alright, bye. Okay, some of you might recall, I showed this, I don't remember if this was Vlogmas or if this was, I'm pretty sure I showed it on the podcast too. And I said I wasn't sure how happy I was with it. Well, I'm tired of it sitting and lingering. So, this is called My Hat Canvas. And it's by Carolyn Bloom. And her Instagram is Bloom Handmade Studio. So, it's a hat that you knit that has this panel of purl stitches. And you then do some embroidery on it, right? So I don't like the colors I chose. So let me show you a few projects on here. So that's her, that's the designer. And see how she, like in this one, she uses all the ones that go up and down, which are my blue ones, my dark blue ones. They're like to help find your anchor points. And she uses the same color as the hat in this one, and then does one color zigzag and the other color zigzag. Yeah, this one she uses like anchors as a different color, but only does one zigzag, and that's what I did, but I don't love the choices I made. I think it's too stark. It's too contrasty. Is that terrible to say? I know stuff should be kind of contrasty, but I don't particularly care for what I've done. She's also been doing some embroidery on sweaters. I think that's freaking amazing. So, and here's like a really cool one, and you can see that their anchor yarn is the same color as the hat, and then one color zigzags and the other color zigzag. So I think I really like that idea. So I'm gonna be switching this up, and I'm not sure if I really like the dark blue anymore. I have all this yarn that I was using to make earrings with, so it's all kind of a worsted weight. This is what my hat is in. My hat is in the Lion Brand Woolies, the base of the hat. So I'm honestly thinking of making my anchor stitches the same color, this creamy white, and possibly doing these two colors as one zigzag and the other zigzag. I know it's still really contrasty and different than that, but I don't know, I just don't love this dark blue. I love the color, I don't like it in this project. I also have this really fun mustard color, and I could do it with like another really earthy color, like the green. The brown I think would be too harsh again. Maybe the orange color. I don't know. I'm going to be ripping this out. I'm going to take before and after pictures and post them on Instagram. So yeah, hopefully this will be a fully finished object in this episode. Today is Wednesday, getting crazy glare. Still getting weird glare. Wednesday, February 5th, and I have finished my hat canvas, and I really like these colors a lot better. So I did my anchor color, the same color as the hat, then I did my darker color behind and my lighter color in front, and I really like it a lot better. So there you go. The only other thing I've made any progress on, it's been a weird week, has been Dragon Belly. They need a blanket. They're building a fort. I'll help you in a minute, okay? Dragon Belly, and this is my crochet project, and this is using fully spun yarn. I'm curious how much I have left. I'll probably weigh it just to see kind of where I'm at. But I was right there, and I've gotten to here. I wish the color transitioned a little more smooth, but I don't care. Like, it's dropping yarn, dropping yarn. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. It's getting pretty wide. But I need to definitely like triple that length. So it's gonna probably get really wide. They found one. Let me get my yarn. Yeah, so this is my crochet project, and yeah. Just make my loop again so I don't lose that. I'd hate to have to redo like, 3 stitches. It's ridiculous. Alright, so there's that. I'll move the stitch marker, progress marker, when I pick that back up again. Now the last thing, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I want to cast on all these things and I'm not sure where to even go. So I've been wanting to make this for a friend of mine's daughter. And I've been contemplating, because she's a teenager, will she wear a cowl, or should I make this like a pillow for her room? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with the cowl and hopefully she wears it. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So this is the Stranger Things cowl, and it's made by copyright Mary Annarella. Now it calls for fingering weight yarn, which I'm not using. So I paid for it, so I'm not gonna give away like all the construction of it and whatever else, but I'm excited to try this. Now I am not using, like I said, fingering weight yarn. I am using Carolyn Simply Soft, and I bought black and gray. Now this is considered, I guess, it's a medium 4. I think on Ravelry they call it a worsted weight. I think it's kind of light for a worsted weight. Maybe it's more of like a light worsted or a heavy DK. So the pattern calls for, I believe, size 5 needles. But I'm not going to use size 5 only because the yarn weight. I'm not sure if I could, if it would be too stiff with a 5. This yarn calls for an 8, but I'm not using an 8 either. Yeah, it calls for a US 8. So I think I might go for a 6. Little bit of compromise there. Maybe I'll, because I'm not so worried about the gauge on this. It's a cowl. I mean, I know it's not going to be too small. So, yeah. This will be my next cast on. I bought the pattern already. I had not bought it because I just wasn't ready to cast it on, but I bought this yarn while I was out at like Walmart, I think. So I just need to print the charts and test it. I should probably test with a size 5 and see kind of where that puts me. I don't think I've used anything smaller for Carolyn Simply Soft. Actually, I don't know if I've ever knit with Carolyn Simply Soft. I've always crocheted with it. So now I completely lost. I don't know, maybe I could look at my projects. I may have knit with it. Either way, I'm not going to remember if I liked the fabric of it, probably. So, there we are. The Stranger Things cowl. I don't think there's any other pictures in the pattern other than the main page, so you could go to Ravelry and look it up. It is just called the Stranger Things cowl. And you do add a few colors of the Christmas lights. Now, if you've never seen the show, you might not get this, you know, but if you've seen the show, then you totally, like, understand. I don't want to give it away. Although, if you've not watched it yet, are you going to? It's been out for a while. I think like 3 seasons or 4. I don't know. Alright, that's where I'm at. Let me go figure out what they're trying to do with this fort. So, to round up the week, which has been pretty rough and not very exciting, I did cast on the Stranger Things cowl by Mary Annarella. I had to write that down. Now, I am heavily modifying this because, like I said, I am using a worsted weight yarn, and it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to give away too much, but the chart that you're given, and you can tell this from the pictures, you're knitting that chart twice. Which the chart is a lot of stitches, like 80 some stitches, right? So doubling that with worsted weight yarn was just gonna be a massive cowl. Too long for one single loop cowl. I didn't want to do that. So I decided I'm only knitting one chart, and it's 80 some, whatever. I cast on a few extra stitches to 108. I put that in my project notes. I'm using a US size 6 to get the size that I want. And it's coming out around the size of the cowls I've previously made, and I like the size of those. Now, when you lay it out, you're not going to get the full alphabet of the Stranger Things pattern, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Because even when it's on and it's all scrunched up, you're never going to see it. It would really only be for picture purposes only. Not for the actual, like, use of the cowl, right? So I am only a few rows into this. It's scrunched up on these needles, and to make sure I was carrying both colors of the yarn around when I added on those extra, I think like 20 stitches, I just did a knit 2 in the main color, knit 2 in the cast on color, or color 1 and color 2. Is that just easier? And here's where, well, it's kind of hard to find. Okay, here's where that part is. So it's just a knit 2 of one color, knit 2 of the other color, just so I can continue both of my colors around. If I didn't have some sort of patterning in it, I would be trying to catch floats across quite a few stitches to get back to the beginning. So this is the beginning. And you can kind of see, so I knit my charts left to right, that way the wording and everything is in the correct direction. So you can see this is, the bottom of the alphabet has like R, S, T, U, V, the whole rest of the alphabet, and then it's the next line up, so I'm working bottom up, obviously. So there's the R, there's the bottom of the S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. It's hard to see because it is all scrunched up and I'm practically losing stitches right now as we speak. So it's turning out well. And this is on a 16-inch circular needle. It's just like Susan Bates or something, I don't know. But it's because it's scrunched up, you know it's gonna fit really well that like around when you put it on as a cowl. So I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy I made the modifications. I didn't want it to be a double loop. I didn't want it to be hanging and loose, and that's not my thing. Because it is curling, I wasn't sure if I was going to follow the pattern part where you knit the opposite of the chart in the opposite color. You knit the same chart, sorry, but opposite colors. So then the background would be my black and the letters would be in my gray. I think I am going to do that, and then you like graft it together. So the inside and the outside of the cowl, because of the curling, I think that's going to help. And it'll then just be like really quadruple thick because you're getting, you know, all your floats behind, which is making it double thick as it is. So then it's going to be ×2 of that, so 4 times thick. So I think it's going to be very warm. I'm happy with it. I hope the recipient I know is going to like it no matter what. Whether she'll wear it, that's a whole nother story, because, you know, teenagers. Whatever. I'm okay with that. It's not a scarf. It's not going to fall off her. She won't lose it like that, so I think she'll appreciate that more than like a scarf. But some people just don't like scarves because of the fact you can lose them easy. That's the end of my knitting today. I don't have anything else to show you other than I did like 3 rounds on the second Bowie mitt and nothing else on the crochet project. I want to cast on like all the things, the bubble cowl. I have the same Walking Dead kit by Lolo Did It yarn minis, and why can't I think of her name on Instagram? Druidess Knits is her IG. She did that cowl with the minis. I didn't even say the name. The Bubble Cowl by Stephen West, and now I think I might have to just copy her. She held the yarn double to make a DK weight, and it's beautiful, and I love it. I might have to do that. All right, what I'm reading, I watch Toad Hollow podcast. And they do like a very informal book club reading every month, like pick a book. That's not what it's called. A book club, right? You read a book every month that everybody reads the same book. Wow, most people know what that is. Their first book for January. Now I am informally doing it because one, my library doesn't carry all of them on audio, so I probably won't read all of them. Some of them didn't seem to interest me anyway, so that's okay. And I'm not reading them in the same order. I just happened to get the January book just recently, so I'm almost finished it. I'm almost done. It's The 10,000 Doors of January by Alix E. Harrow, and it's really good. I only have like 2 hours left, and I'm really, really excited about that. I did finish The Curious Charms of Arthur Pepper by Phaedra Patrick. That was really good. I thought that was a really, really good book. I suggest reading it. It's not one of my favorite books I've ever read, but it was still high up there on the charts. So since I'm almost done The 10,000 Doors, I decided to switch back to one of my really simple, easy, quick books. I've been reading the Agatha Raisin series by MC Beaton for years. This is like book 30. So, I mean, I've just been dispersing that series throughout all my other books that I read because it's, It's just kind of lighthearted, and it takes place in like the Cotswolds in England, and a small town. She's a detective, and apparently all these murders just seem to happen around her. You know, one of those kind of like quick murder mystery books. But I'm like invested now, because now I want to know what's going to happen with all these characters anytime a new book comes out. I think there's like 2 more books after this one, so I'll just be dispersing those. The one I'm reading now, I didn't write it down. I don't remember. The Witching Tree or something, maybe? I don't know. I never remember the names of those. I just know I've been reading the series for a while. That's about it. We finished Fleabag. I think that was 2 seasons. John and I watched that. We were a little late to the game. And the way it ended, I'm not sure if they're making more. I know I should just go on Google and see if they're going to be doing another season, but I don't know. I really enjoy the show, and I really want to strangle some of the characters through the television. It's one of those shows. It's good. It's good, though. I'm going to keep watching it. If another season comes out, I'm going to watch it. So, and yeah. Other than that, I haven't found anything else to watch on like Netflix, like a series. So if you have suggestions, put them down there. I'm just watching like documentaries and stuff right now, which I'm okay with. I like that, but they're like one and done. I want a whole like thing to binge. So, all right, until next week, guys. Yeah, next week. Well, tomorrow I'll record, but it will be next week when you guys see it. Awkward. All right, bye.